World, Nicholas Coriano here. 3 things you should include in your business plan if you're opening up a cafe. 3 cafe business planning tips. So let's start. Number 1, location, location, location. After writing 1,000 business plans and doubling back on some of my clients to see which ones were successful and which ones weren't. The most successful ones, cafes, had a great location. You want good traffic, whether it's walk-through traffic, whether it's drive-through traffic, setting up in a plaza that already has a bunch of traffic, setting up in a mall location that already has a bunch of traffic. Location is super, super important when you're opening up a cafe. So spend time looking for the right location. Don't worry about the price. Sometimes you can spend a little bit more on a location and it'll give you back more. A lot of times the cheap prices of lease space may not be worth it for your cafe, because remember, you got to sell a lot of coffee to make up that lease payment. So number 1, location, location, location. Number 2, when you're starting a cafe, you want to focus on branding. Strong branding will take you a long way. This includes signage, this includes your menu, this includes your layout inside and outside. Your layout inside could be considered your trade dress, which is intellectual property right that will help you later on franchise the business. So make sure you're focused on branding. Make sure that your signage can be seen from far away. If you look at major Burger King, McDonald's, your Subway, you can see that sign from really, really far away, right? So if I'm driving, like right now I'm driving, and probably 1,000 yards ahead of me there's a State Farm insurance agency. I can see that, I can read that sign from here. So make sure your sign is right. So 1, location. Number 2, branding. Another point in terms of location, make sure that your location is strategic. So for example, if there's a Starbucks in your area, it may be strategic for you to set up next to that Starbucks. There's a reason why all car dealerships set up next to each other. There's a reason why when you see a Burger King, you'll usually see a McDonald's, right next door. It's because it gives the consumer the option, and we already know that the competition has done marketing and has successfully attracted a crowd to that location, and you'll be able to take from that crowd if you set yourself up in the right location. So location, branding. And the third thing you want to make sure that you think about and you keep track of is your ingredient list. Now, keep in mind I didn't say menu items, right? So after you develop your proposed menu for your business plan for your cafe, I want you guys to break that down into ingredients. Is it sugar? Is it coffee beans? Is it butter? Is it glazing for the donuts? What is the ingredient list? The smaller the ingredient list, the easier it's going to be to manage, the less startup capital you're going to need, the less spoilage is going to happen, and the more systematic you can be about ordering your inventory. I've been to a couple startups where you go in and it's like, hey, I'll have that great blueberry muffin that you had yesterday. And they're like, we don't have it today. Why not? Ran out. Okay. And I'm walking the next day, there's no bacon. Like, why isn't there any bacon? Oh, we just sold our last sandwich. Well, you should be able to systemize that, and I'm only stating that because of the example I'm giving, I know what the issue was. They had so many things on the menu that it was too expensive for him to buy everything when you're starting up, right? Because of the spoilage. So he would buy only a limited amount, making sure that he sold out, but then leaving unhappy customers later. And when I asked this startup business what their ingredient list was, they didn't have one. Oh, we just buy things as we need them. That's not really good planning. Know exactly what's going to be on the menu and what your ingredient list are, and the more you can consolidate that, the better. So if you're making pastries or muffins, having the same ingredients for different pastries, like using chocolate chips for the muffins and the cookies, and limiting that ingredient list, at least initially, will help you thrive as a business. So those are the 3 tips. Make sure you have good branding. Make sure you have a great location, and be very conscious of the ingredient list on your menu for your menu items. That'll help you, like I said, bring down costs, be more systematic with ordering and inventory, and probably get better pricing because you're going to be more systematic when it comes to ordering inventory. So I hope you guys are great. If you guys need a business plan for a cafe, hit me up, thebusinessplanningguru.com. I'll be sure to help you guys. Keep rocking, guys.